so cool. Whoa. Took that ultimate frisbee class in college. I know all the moves. Appreciate it, Dylan. Dylan, a steak, look!
Yo, D-Dog!
Where?
Do the golf clap.
Fuck you!
Wasn't expecting that.
Put that on the blog.
Put that on your blog.
Whoa!
Dylan, let me see if I can
All right.
do it so fast.
This is going to the, you know, the cameraman, baby. Let's go.
Our cameraman don't know how to catch. Alright, Chase, say hey to the audience.
What's up?
We got the cameraman Jacob behind the camera. Yes, sir. Dylan Thomas, of course, our editor.
Yeah,
We
you
give him
know,
a lot of credit
steak
for what he's
master.
trying to
That's what
do.
they call me.
And you got me, Chandler Kennedy. One cold morning here in Augusta University. I know that doesn't happen very often. I woke up in the midst of the morning to go to a shakeout. I turned on the lights to find my shoes, and I discovered a bonky. Now, what is a bonky, you might ask? Just follow this frisbee. This is Bonky. Bonky gets very agitated when you touch her well. Very agitated. You break it, she goes and fixes it. Go, Bonky, go. Come on, Bonky. I will fuck you up, Bonky. Ooh. Go, Bonky, go! Ooh. Throw that shit at Bonky.
Oh, jeez.
Big shot.
Oh!
Ooh, she's in the spider web. She's in the shoes now. We've never had something like this happen before. They say if it bites you, it's like 100 bee stings. It can kill you.
Spider-Man.
We gotta find that sucker. Bonky, where are you? Don't play shit with me, Bonky.
Oh, it's under. I think it's there.
Ooh, there's Bonky. Bonky's going ballistic here. We're just gonna try to calm her down a little bit. Here we go. Calm down, Bonky. Calm down, Bonky. Get on the shoe. Come on, Bonky. Come on, Bonky. That's the last we ever saw of Bonky. People, it's more natural to them. Some people just buy their Rubik's Cube solved and never unsolve it. And in the case of love, that's the people who happen to find true love with one person, they end up marrying that person, and they live happily ever after. But the moral of the story is, when solving a Rubik's Cube or in love, once you finally figure it out, it can be a very beautiful thing. What's up, guys? So today we just want to kind of go over some points that you might want to look out for as you're transitioning from the high school level to college running. These are just points that we thought of that were big for us when it came to like accommodating our training and stuff to fit these standards right here. The first one is volume, and this just goes like beyond training. You got to be ready for volume change in your workouts, your races. I'm not going to go into much too detail because every program is different, so I can't guarantee what we do is going to be the same as what you guys do, but just be prepared for like a change in volume as far as those three aspects goes with workouts, races, and training.
Yeah, I feel like it also depends on what kind of program you come from out of high school as well. I mean, if you're usually a higher mileage in high school, it's not going to be much of a difference for you, but I think the transition of the people who are lower mileage is like I was in high school. I think going from 50 to 60 miles a week up to 90 it's a big jump, and you want to kind of do it gradually so that you don't end up getting injured. But yeah, it's a big jump. You don't got to rush into it. Just let it come naturally, and just trust what your coach says.
Next point is commitment, and this just is referring to those people in high school who, you know, there's always one in every team that can just screw around all weekend, screw around all week, train hardly in the summer, and then come in and still run decent races. You can do that in college if you want to, but you're not going to be running at a competitive level. So just staying committed to every aspect of your training program.
I gotta say I have a real life example. I mean, I was amazing in high school. My senior year, I was like one of the top in the state, and I just bull crapped around the summer of my freshman year. I hardly trained, hardly ran, and college came and really showed me. It humbled me and showed me, you can't get by with just half-assing it. You gotta do what you gotta do and trust the process.
All right, next point is nutrition. It's fairly obvious, but just you have to take your nutrition a little more serious. Because you're doing these higher volumes, you do need the calories as a college athlete, but you got to be careful about what you're putting into your body. You want to give your body good fuel. You won't be able to perform in workouts and races like you need to if you're constantly filling your body with trash food and stuff. So nutrition is a very big key. I know, like personally, me and Chase came into our college careers way more than a college runner should. So we had to make changes in our nutrition for sure. But that was one of the other points to watch out for when you're transitioning from high school and college. Independence. This just means like living on your own, adjusting to college life. A lot of people don't think that your life outside of running can have an effect on running, but it does. And mental health awareness programs are out there. Guys, just if you need to talk to someone, do it, but just be aware that making that adjustment, it takes a lot to go from being dependent on your parents to being thrown straight into living in the college dorm, experiencing all these things by yourself and having all this responsibility. So that's a huge transition from high school to the college running atmosphere.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have your parents on you all the time about doing your homework. You actually got to learn how to make food for yourself when you get out and like living in an apartment with roommates and stuff. So, independence is a big thing, and I think it's important that you learn responsibility, and because if you do bad in a class, I mean, the teachers aren't just gonna, give you an A in the class if you're not doing what you need to do and learn how to be responsible.
Next point is top tier competition. What I mean by that is just that in high school, a lot of times you have like maybe 2 or 3 guys in each race who are dominant and very close to each other as far as fitness goes. The times will show for themselves. And there's usually like a drop off between the top 3, 4, or 5, to the next group, and then usually there's a drop off to that next time. When you get to college, you'll find that a lot of times you'll find out who stands out, and it'll be just a ton of guys all packed up, usually in a race. And it changes the way you have to approach each race. If you were that guy in high school that could go out and bust out a fast 2 mile and just hold on for another mile, and that's how you had good races, that's great. But realizing that your competition is almost as equal, or if not better than you, and you have to change your race strategy to beat them, you have to recognize that difference between high school and college running.
Yeah, I mean, just like you said, in high school, my senior year, I was the guy who used to run out 9:30 for 2 miles, and I try to hang on, run the best I could, 15:20s on average my senior year. But in college, you go out sub-5, 4:50. There's going to be about 10 guys who can go out just that same pace, and it's not going to be that hard to them. So you got to learn how to be a tactical runner, and you're not going to be the fastest one out there. If you try to race somebody to the mile, you're going to suffer from it unless you're just insanely good. But it's kind of hard to hit that type of training to be that good.
All right, final 2 points. Strength training. All I mean by that is just getting ready for smaller details in your training program, such as weightlifting. You may have double runs now. Core work. I know me personally in high school, I didn't do a lot of this stuff in my program. So again, I can't guarantee it will be in your training program, but a lot of programs do incorporate it. So just be ready to take that on as you transition. The last point is adjusting to different race lengths. All this means is like in track, you now have a 10K and a 5K. You don't have the 2 mile anymore like in high school. You don't have the 1600, it's now a 1500. Most most of the other race links are the same. You now have the steeplechase, but realizing like even for cross country, you're going from 8K to 10K. Just understanding that race link difference and understanding how you approach those races is a big key factor in being successful in college running.
Did you get that?